Yes, welcome to this version of Football Manager Mobile 2024 Tactics. Um, this time we're going to be running through a foolproof tactic that can actually work in all leagues. Of course, you need good players or the required players that can play that system so that it can be effective. Unlike our prior versions where we used to have a 3-4-3, currently there's a slight change into the formation and the roles, but they're still effective and they give good results as you're going to see. So let's get started. I'm going to be using my current save because it's already working currently, and we shall be having one game sample of how the team will be playing. Currently, these are the fixtures we've had so far, and we've only had one draw which was a friendly, and another draw which was against Brighton a 0-0. Other than that, the rest of the games have been wins, and as you can see, we are not always given the upper hand. We're always having a high difficulty index, but we still play very well and win. The team started from the lower leagues. Let me show you how that's happened. Um, yes, as you can see, we started from the Vanarama's National League South, and we moved up to League 2, League 1 Championship, and now the Premier League. We've been there for 5 seasons, and we've won it back to back twice, and this is another 6th season, literally. Yeah, so let's get to the tactics. Don't mind about the names because it's 2037, so the players that you know have all retired, and these are actually new players. So the formation is going to be a 4-1-2-1-2. That's how it will be, 4-2-1-2. We are having we are parked in the middle. If as we're going to see in the game that we're going to play, you can't realize that actually most of the opponents park in the middle. They play narrow. So my midfield is actually packed, which means their narrow is going to be very ineffective. Then I have wing backs. These ones will actually be giving my team width. You will see in the gameplay that actually my wingers will be moving up to that side and then come here. So every time they move this side, they would be realizing they'll always be isolated, which means they'll be able to pull in a player from the opponent's defense to come and close them down. But since our midfield is also packed, every time the winger passes the ball into the midfield, it's actually packed, which makes better use of the team ball, and we hardly actually use it. So in the goalkeeper is going to be a regular goalkeeper, not a sweeper keeper. The 4 defenders, you're going to be using 2 central defenders. Don't use a ball playing defender, use 2 central defenders, and then the wing backs. Midfield, we're having a midfield 4 packed to the middle. Roaming players actually are very good because every time we get the ball, these people just move forward. They hardly actually, much as showing they go forward and backward, actually they move more forward. So every time they get the ball, they are likely to make a through pass to the poachers on either side. So both sides are actually effective with the poachers. The support striker is actually always coming late into the box. So when the poacher has the ball, he's actually always crossing back to the support striker who always scores. Whoever support striker shall use in this game, you come to realize he's actually going to score in most cases. And the deep line playmaker is still also a creative role. We are not necessarily defending as such, but our system of play is actually defensive indirectly. As you're going to see, whichever opponent you're going to play next, you will hardly have any shots on target. Reason, as I told you earlier, the opponent is always playing narrow. So since our midfield is packed, and our fullbacks are actually very effective when giving the team width, it makes it hard for the opponent to utilize any tactics against us, as you will see in the gameplay. So that's the formation. Shape, yeah, we are going to go with attacking, so we're not sitting back. The rest is remaining balanced with the width. Tempo is normal, creative freedom is balanced. Defense, we are going to keep a balanced line. If we go so high with an attack, we are always going to be caught on counterattacks. And then we always close down all over. We don't sit back either. Tackling is caution. We don't play any offside traps and we don't waste any time. Attacking. I came to notice every time I specialized with the attacks, say, work at the box or run at defense, were always ineffective. So I left the freedom for the players to decide whether to run a defense or through ball, which means you need to have very good players with very good decision making so that they know when to make a through ball, run a defense. Passing style is mixed. I tried all these styles and they were very ineffective. So I went with mixed, which means you still need good decision making so that the players know when to make a short pass, direct pass, or even a long pass. Focus is, of course, mixed. Goalkeeper distribution is short. Reason we don't want to lose the ball with the long balls. That's the set pieces. We are not currently, I don't rely so much on set pieces. That will be a topic of another day. The set pieces I use. So let's get to the gameplay and see how my team plays. Like I say, don't mind about the player names. This is 2037, so the players are totally different. I always use that. I just randomly pick any team. I know the players I have are good to start a game. Every time I'm playing a game, I mind about the player condition. So it's only the fit players that actually give a chance. The players that are not fully fit, I always move them to reserves and to the reserves until they are fully fit. Currently, I don't have good fullbacks, but the players I have can actually play there pretty well. So I don't have to worry about that either. Okay, let's get started. And it will be the Champions League to give us a sample of how the team plays. Okay, let's get started. Currently, you'd realize we don't really have high possession in most cases. Yeah, the system doesn't really give us the higher possession, but it's good with getting the goals, which is what we want. The goals, the defense is solid as you had seen earlier in the results, and the through passes are actually automatically coming in. So every time the midfield gets the ball, they make a through pass to the strikers. Yes, that's 1-0, 1-1 for these guys in the corner. And you realize every time we get the ball, we move forward. There is no back passing, there's no anything. Every time we get the ball, it's moving forward. We don't pass any side. Oh, that's offside. That was goal number 2. And do realize every time we started the ball from defense, Yoris passes it to the wing backs. The ore is isolated, which is good to give the team width, and since the ore is free, the ore is pressure point. The act has the pressure sucking points. So every time we are having any kind of issue where we need to relieve the ball, these guys act as shock absorbers and they relieve of the team of the pressure. Let's look at the tact. Let's have a look at the statistics before we go to the next game. Yes, sure. You can see our position is not really that high, just 51. Shots on target, we actually having almost the same. They're having 3, we're having 4. So let's see how the second half goes. You can see we had that counter attack. That actually comes from the roles that they're playing over being poachers. So they always step forward, and during corners, they actually always had a couple of goals from counter attacks. I wanted to check out something that I want you to see from the opponent's tactics. Okay, currently they are playing balanced. I wanted to see if they're playing narrow. But if they take the team lead, you'd realize they're going to play narrow and contain. But since they still have a shot at winning, they're not playing that. I always change my players basing on the ones that are tired. The more tired players are the ones that I always get out. Not even the ones that have cards, because I always want to use a fresh term. Currently, I don't have. Okay, this guy will do. 10 Jenkins. Okay. But when you play, you make sure you put players in their rightful positions. I'm playing mine out of position because I'm very low on players. I failed to get the wing backs that I wanted, so I'm mainly using center backs, but they're playing a pretty good job because I think the tactics and the system favors them. But I know if you have players for that position, they would actually be playing a lot better. Yeah, that was close. I want to see if they have really switched their system to narrow. Not yet, they haven't. And for our final sub, we are going to get ball out here. So missed a couple of chances. That wasn't good. And okay, Terrell is a support striker. He can play there pretty well. Yeah, we happen to get a draw from the Champions League. Maybe we should do one more game. And yeah, one more game will be okay. So we played pretty well today, though we didn't win. Still, it goes on with current. That's the second draw of the season. Yeah, that's the current second draw. Literally, we just drawn one, two games, but then we haven't lost any either. So we're taking one money that will be the Premier League. Let's have that as the last game before we can close. Literally, the tactics were already provided earlier. These will be two very big games, not taking on any small teams, so you could have a very better, clear glimpse of how the system works. Like I said, I play my fittest players. If you're not fit enough, I don't give you a starting position. So I'm pretty sure my best players are back, and this one is a sure win. Meanwhile, Hoyland is still playing for Man United in 2037. Yeah, first half ends 0-0. But there's something I wanted you to notice. We're having low possession. This is what the system is actually always gives, low possession. But then you'd also realize, unlike to the match before, our opponents don't have any shot on target. Just another thing you'd realize from this formation that actually the opponent could be having little to no shots on target. So you have to capitalize on the few chances you get, which I'll do, I'm sure, in the second half. Yes, that's the first goal. So looking forward to probably a second one. Ah, first again, put offside. Probably now it's time to make a few changes because the players, I'm sure they're already tired and I only want fit players on the pitch, as you can see. So probably I have to change the whole entire team. These are kids, so they could have maybe a chance later. At least two defenders changed, then striking and midfield. And I think I need to change another one, midfielder. Yeah. So my substitutions are finished. At least every department has a change. So let's see how we finish off the game. Should have made the subs earlier, but forgot and focused on the gameplay. Because I always change every time a player gets tired. Now let me check on the tactics. Oh, they were playing overload because actually they are behind, so they are attacking. Surprising. Meanwhile, you would have noticed in the two games, I haven't changed anything in the tactics. We've been playing the same tactics from the moment the game started till the end. And now they're very prone to a counter-attack because they have all decided to go forward. And yeah, that ends 1-0. So that's the gameplay. And I believe we played pretty well, and that's how that system works. For the two games we played, we've had one during the Champions League against Bournemouth, and then the one win against Man United in the Premier League. If I take a look at the table, you would realize Man United is doing poorly, so they're ninth. Of course, we are the top of the table with no loss and we haven't yet considered a goal in the Premier League. So that's how the system, how good it is. Yeah. So one thing you don't notice about my team, the players that I'm having actually not best, they were best wing backs and not natural wing backs, but they're playing there in the meantime. Rodwell is actually a midfielder, but he can play there. Angelo is actually a midfielder too, and he can play that side. So I knew where the weaknesses are, and they're playing well. So I'm pretty sure if you get good wing backs, actually if you get a good player for every position, the team will play well. But even when I'm using players that are not designed for that position, the team is playing well. Because Wallace, I'm sure, is not Wallace is an anchor, not a deep line midfielder. None of these is actually this is a box to box is playing roaming. This is a central midfielder is playing roaming. Yeah, this is a support striker. This is a poacher. This guy is more of a target forward and a complete forward, not a poacher, but he's playing pretty well. So in case you have any questions, please put them in the comment section. I'll be able to make a video for you about the tactics. In case you have any difficulty in the gameplay or you need any help, please don't forget to ask in the comments and subscribe for more videos. Thank you.